Moving on now, and the UK could be facing a shortage of turkeys ahead of the festive season. According to industry leaders, half of the free-range turkeys that were reared for Christmas have either died or been slaughtered because of the ongoing bird flu epidemic. That means that 600,000 birds have been lost. The highly infectious bird flu has been affecting the UK for more than a year now, and the outbreak has picked up pace in recent weeks. Since October, there have been 136 confirmed cases of the highly pathogenic avian influenza strain known as H5N1, out of which the vast majority have been here in England. According to the British Poultry Council's chief executive, more than 35% of poultry farms have been affected by some form of control designed to curb the spread of bird flu. All right, joining us for more details on this story is our London correspondent Alex Izat. Alex, tell us some more about what the impact on businesses has been of this ongoing avian flu outbreak.
Well, as you say, the flu outbreak has been going on now for nearly a year. There has been restrictions in place throughout the year. Usually, in the past, we've seen this rise of avian flu across all wild birds and also poultry farms around August time due to migratory bird reasons. But this year it just hasn't gone away, and it is becoming worse, and it's an endemic, as DEFRA have said. But of course, this particular incident where the turkeys aren't going to be available for Christmas are only on free-range farms, and that's with farmers who allow their birds to go outside for a certain amount of time. So not all birds are going to suffer, and there are still 11 million turkeys available for those in the UK if they do want one for Christmas. But the really sad news is that when one bird potentially gets the avian flu and the symptoms are diarrhea, they stop eating and they become lethargic and don't produce eggs. If one bird gets it within a farm, then the whole flock will have to be put down. So for some farmers, it's devastating. Many farms across the UK have had to close their doors. Of course, we had not long ago an egg shortage too, and that is also caused by the fact that we have a reduced number of birds. There really doesn't seem to be anything that can be done at the moment. There are some vaccinations on trial in places like China and the Netherlands, but they haven't been brought to the UK yet. And there's also talk of genetically engineering birds at Edinburgh University, but that then also opens up a whole different dialogue. Right now, there is a real worry, not just for turkeys for Christmas, but ongoing for all free-range animals. And if the free-range birds aren't be allowed to go outside, they now have to be locked indoors, then we potentially may see an end to free-range birds at all.
And Alex, you mentioned DEFRA, the Department for the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs here in the UK. How have they been responding to this outbreak so far? And as you say, is there much that they can do about it?
Well, throughout the year, DEFRA have been making sure that they go into farms that have any signs of bird flu, and not just farms, they've also been going to any areas where they've seen wild birds, ducks specifically, who have died, and then they have been testing them and then making sure that all of the farmers in the area are aware of what's going on in their location. So what they've been telling people to do, if you have any animals, to keep them inside so that they don't have any access to other wild animals or birds, and to be really careful, be biosecurity when it comes to feed. Some of these birds that have been indoors still have bird flu, so there is a real concern about exactly how is that getting in, and it could be due to the process of getting that feed from wherever it may come from. So they have to be extremely strict, but this is also costing a lot of money for those farmers, and DEFRA are trying really hard to stop this getting even worse and going through to yet another year. But they, as I said, they can only do so much, and farmers are also trying to do as much as they can as well for their livelihood, really.
Yeah, absolutely. That was Alex Izat joining us live from London.